Our first example is a passive stain. A passive stain is characterized by drops, flows, and pools, and typically results from gravity acting on an injured body or a weapon. And as you can see, this stain was created by gravity pulling a drop off of their murder weapon or the pencil. And the drop on the paper is relatively isolated with little to no satellites. And a passive drop will usually travel straight down off of whatever it's falling from and can provide a possible location for a victim when a specific event occurred, or it can give descriptors such as the victim's height based off of like the angle from which like the drop fell or like how far it fell. Pattern number 2 shows impact spatter, which is caused by an impact or force to a blood source. There are 3 different types of impact spatter. They're low velocity, medium velocity, and high velocity. Low velocity spatters usually occur due to a strike from something like a fist. Medium velocity spatter usually occurs from being hit with a weapon such as a bat, and high velocity spatter will usually occur due to a gunshot wound. In this video, you can see that a strike to the source of blood with the weapon will cause the blood to fly off the source and create small dots and satellites. And these marks would be created by a physical attack on the victim, and you'd be able to tell what weapon could have possibly been used based on the diameter or size of the spatter. Our third pattern is a void pattern. This is a pattern that is created when a person or object blocks the path of the blood. In this case, you can see we used a Pringles can, and it acted as a barrier for the paper and left a void or a circular shape surrounded by blood spatter. Void patterns can be used to determine a possible location for the victim to see where they were during the attack, or even to see where the attacker possibly stood, or it can also show if something was taken or missing from a crime scene, depending on if there's a specific shape outlined by the spatter.
Our fourth stain is a transfer stain. This blood stain occurs when objects come into contact with existing blood stains and leave wipes, swipes, or pattern transfers behind. In this video, Olivia touches the blood and smears it along the paper using her fingers. Ways that this could be found in an actual crime scene are a bloody shoe print, hand smears and blood stains, or a smear from a body being dragged across the floor. Our fifth and final type of a blood spatter is a cast-off. This is a bloodstain pattern created when blood is released or thrown from a blood-bearing object, most likely the murder weapon, while the object is in motion. This is shown by the pencil being thrown in a downwards motion and the blood leaving streaks with tails pointing in the same motion as the pencil was going. This could be seen if someone was slashed by a knife going in a downward motion. One could see the angle and the direction of the slash, or possibly the height comparison of victim to perpetrator.